Pep Guardiola's men have struggled to form in the Premier League, and their forwards have let them down. While Kevin De Brunye has modified his game to increase his output in the aftermath of David Silva's departure, the attacking lineup continues to flounder. Heading into the congested holiday fixtures, there was a prominent absence in the Manchester City squad. Gabriel Jesus was omitted entirely from the squad, despite no news of the Brazilian forward picking up an injury. Jesus has been a tired reflection of himself recently, and his poor form in front of goal has not helped his cause. His absence and Guardiola pushing Sergio Aguero into the first team fold while hinting at more playing minutes for Felix Mnecha, who starts on the bench, is a troubling sign for the 23-year-old. The Catalan manager's actions can be justified, given Gabriel's return of 2 goals in 7 Premier League outings. He averages a goal every 315 minutes, while his creativity is nothing to write home about this season with a paltry assist to his name. It's a spectacular fall from grace for a forward who was aiming to knock off Kun Aguero from his perch at the Etihad Stadium. Since his breakthrough season during the second half of the 2016-17 seasons, Gabriel was touted as the long-term successor to Aguero's throne. While his return has improved every year since, appearing in more games with every passing season, he's failed to justify the billing this season. It's coincided with the Citizens' worst start to a domestic campaign in recent history. They've only managed 23 points from their 13 Premier League outings, managing 5 draws and tasting defeat twice. Their 5 wins have been impressive, but nothing to write home about, as Liverpool lead the points table, being followed by Everton, Tottenham and Leicester City in close pursuit. The shadows of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool loom large at the Etihad. Despite showing nerves at the start of their 2020-21 campaign, the Reds continue to push aside everyone that stands in their way. Their 7-0 demolishing job at Selhurst Park will be remembered for quite some time. On the other hand, City are scraping by with hanging in the competition without setting themselves apart. This is not how Pep Guardiola's teams fare, and this is not how Manchester City's attackers set themselves up. They are known for dictating the tempo and playing the way they like. It's unbeknownst to English and European fans that a City team led by Guardiola is having trouble hitting the back of the net. At 32, Aguero is not the same man who is regularly challenging for the Premier League Golden Boot award. His battles with injuries have increased in recent campaigns. Despite scoring 16 goals last campaign, he only featured in 24 league engagements. This year, the tally has come down to a couple of outings, and he's yet to open his Premier League account. This has put Gabriel Jesus into the 4A. The starting berth, which he coveted so much, has been enforced on him. He has massive shoes to fill, and the weight of the responsibility is showing. While Jamie Vardy, Timo Werner, Harry Kane, Son Heung-min, Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, and even the much-maligned Roberto Firmino has found their scoring boots, Jesus is having trouble finding the proper rhythm. It's puzzling to comment on why the forward is having trouble leading the lines for Man City. He's the same forward who was looking to edge out Sergio Aguero at the peak of his powers. The then 21-year-old was a major catalyst in Man City's record-breaking 17-18 title-winning campaign. He always knew that he had to wait for his chances in the Etihad dressing room, but now that the chances are knocking on his door, he's gone missing. There are growing concerns in the Man City management about his ability to lead the lines on his own. These question marks have been out there for some time now. This uncertainty is known in the market, and the resolve of Man City was tested in the 2020 summer transfer window. Both Inter Milan and Juventus reportedly inquired about his availability. A move to the Nerazzurri was on the cards had Barcelona been able to cough up the asking price for Lautaro Martinez. The old lady wanted to bring him in to replace the departed Gonzalo Higuain. The approaches were rebuffed, but the concerns of the Citizens' hierarchy have been exacerbated by Gabriel's dip in form. City are not performing at the level that's expected of them, and the Brazilian is being questioned for his suitability to lead their attack in the long run. He's been impactful from the bench, but has struggled to impress. All of this has happened as Erling Braut Haaland, the Norwegian powerhouse, has impressed wherever he's gone. From RB Salzburg to his current residence in Dortmund, he's consistently found the back of the net. The 20-year-old sensation has scored 10 goals in 8 Bundesliga outings, 17 in 14 competitive appearances. These are the numbers Man City want from their starring striker. Someone who can regularly hit the back of the net. Haaland checks all the boxes, and as someone who's sprightly given his towering frame, has a lot more to offer than the relatively miniature Jesus. Haaland is a striker who can adjust to different systems on paper and a long-term purchase. Moreover, he's a future Ballon d'Or candidate. His acquisition is on the citizens' radar, and the rumour mill is busy concocting stories of his arrival at the Etihad Stadium, amongst other possible destinations. The transfer wires have not helped Jesus' cause. His strong performances in Aguero's shadow put him in the limelight, and now they're having a negative impact on his career trajectory. It's a travesty that a 23-year-old has so much in his plate, but these are the demands of professional football at the pinnacle of the globe's favourite sport. As it stands, Gabriel Jesus has Pep Guardiola's backing. Ahead of the game against West Brom in mid-December, the Catalan gave his blessing. Guardiola highlighted that Jesus' overall role and his impact in other areas of the pitch other than the final third. He has no doubts about his scoring prowess and did not shy away from recording his beliefs. I see him every day, and I love him so much. What he's able to do is one of the reasons why we concede few goals and few chances is thanks exclusively to him. Without him we would concede more chances, and sometimes I give credit to the other ones. Of course he wants to score goals and he will do it. I want his goals, but his contribution is as the best striker in the world doing something that not any other striker can do for the team. Guardiola's words will be appreciated by Jesus, but the Brazilian is not new to the world of football. He's seen the cutthroat world of professional football firsthand. His manager has given him leeway and time, commodities that are scarcely given to misfiring forwards. Jesus knows he has to find his scoring rhythm, or the technical genius will have no other way than to push him down the pecking order and start seeking salvation elsewhere. The options are there, and players would love to be in the situation he's in, surrounded by world-class footballers and plying their trade under the best manager in the most fiercely competitive domestic competition. A return to the Sao Paulo favelas is not on the cards for him. He has far too much to give, and the belief in his abilities is palpable to watch. Jesus is the player who impressed the Etihad crowds looking to displace a legend, the man who scored in added time to end their long wait for a Premier League title. The commentators who screamed "Aguero" have a legendary status in contemporary football, and it shows Aguero's stature amongst Manchester City fans. Surely, when he hangs up his boots, there'll be a statue of him outside the Etihad Stadium, like the ones reserved for David Silva and Vincent Kompany. This shows the gargantuan task that lies in front of them. It should not be an issue. Gabriel is the same player Dani Alves compared to Ronaldo Nazario. Cristiano Ronaldo made a name for himself in the red half of Manchester, and Gabriel has all the ingredients to prove his worth in the blue half. Moreover, it will be an opportune handing over of scoring responsibilities when Aguero decides to depart. One prodigious talent giving the reins to another one. For City fans, it should hold more value. Gabriel made his competitive debut for Palmeiras, but he's been forged into a complete forward in Manchester. He's the quintessential forward for the possession-based counter-pressing that is dominating club football. It bodes well for Gabriel that he can finish with either foot and can find space inside the penalty area. The best thing is, he has the hunger to improve. To have the ability to accept dry spells in your football career is a sign of maturity, and Gabriel knows about it all too well. It's impressive to see that the current season is Gabriel Jesus' 5th in the sky blue colours. He's notched 71 goals from 161 appearances at the club. More impressive is the fact that most of these have come from the bench, as Sergio Aguero led the lines for the citizens. His 43 strikes from 107 Premier League appearances are commendable, but it's in tournament competition that his best comes out. He has 15 goals from 26 Champions League appearances, not bad from a predominantly super sub role, and he's no slouch when it comes to starting from the opening whistle. Zinedine Zidane and his Real Madrid side will attest to his proficiency in harassing in the final third. But this is not the only areas where he excels. Sergio Aguero's off-the-ball movement deficiencies got him in hot water with Guardiola. The Argentine's goal-scoring prowess allowed him to stave off competition from Jesus, but his injury troubles have given the Brazilian to have a chance at his throne. Barring current form, he's given a good account of his abilities. Not only does he score goals and keeps the defence on their toes, but also helps in the build-up. Jesus does not shy away from getting dirty and going back to assist in the defence. This is why he's been hailed as the successor to Aguero's throne, ever since he burst onto the scene with 7 goals in 11 appearances during his debut campaign. Jesus is part of the system that thrives at the Etihad. His current form is a blip on the radar that should be over soon. Every great attacker goes through rough patches, and they get over it. Aguero is no stranger to these patches, and it's his ability to bounce back from these setbacks that have made him a Manchester City legend and part of Premier League folklore. Similarly, it should not be a stretch to expect that Gabriel Jesus will find his way back amongst the goals. His case has not been helped with the rigours of playing in midweek in this congested fixture list marred by the coronavirus pandemic, with Guardiola's side grinding out results whilst not giving an inch in the possession and staying true to their fundamentals. One expects them to get back to their winning ways, and when that time comes, Gabriel Jesus will be back amongst the goals.